Today's lesson is Plus Talk in a train station. Hi, everybody. My name is Roger.
And my name is Helen.
And again, we're going to continue talking about transportation in a big city. And the title of all these conversations together is In a Train Station. If you're taking a train around different parts of the world, you might get lost and you need to ask about fares and you need to ask for directions. So remember last time, Emily was visiting New York City. She was inquiring about tickets and she was asking for directions. And I guess today we're still in New York City, but we've got Carter talking to a clerk, and he's having some problems with his ticket. He needs a ticket refund, and he's also lost his ticket. That can cause a lot of problems.
Yes, today we're going to be looking more at problems, getting your ticket refunded or getting money back for a ticket that you bought, and also dealing with a lost ticket, a situation that Emily didn't have to deal with. Her problems were more upfront and less of a headache. All she needed to know was what kind of ticket to buy and how to get to a certain place. And she was quite lucky because the people that she dealt with, that she asked for help, were all very friendly and helpful.
So again, let's dive right into our lesson for today. We've got Carter here. He missed his train and he needs to have a ticket refunded and he needs to change his ticket. Let's listen.
3. Having a ticket refunded. Carter has just missed his train and he wants to change his ticket. That's right. I booked a ticket through the eTix app.
And did you activate the ticket when you arrived at the station?
I don't think so. Should I have?
No, it's good that you didn't. You're supposed to activate the ticket just prior to boarding, but once you have done so, we can't provide a refund. If you never activated the ticket, applying for a refund will be easy. Then you can just book a new ticket.
That's good to hear. So how do I go about applying for a refund?
You can do that using the app. Just tap on the Actions button and then select the Refund Ticket option.
I've got it now. Thanks very much for your help.
大家好，第一部分我们看到形容词 prior 指先前的或是优先的。例如 We were given no prior notice that the meeting time would be changed. 我们没有被预先通知会议时间会更改。也可以说The teacher asked students if they had any questions prior to the exam. 老师问学生在考试之前他们有没有任何问题。另外补充这个字的名词 priority, P-R-I-O-R-I-T-Y, priority, 表示当务之急或是优先事项。我们可以说 This project is our highest priority for the next month. 这项计划是我们下个月最优先进行的工作。或是 The team's top priority right now is to make it to the finals. 该队目前的第一要务是打进决赛。
So the title of this section is Having a Ticket Refunded. So to refund as a verb means to give money back to someone after they have purchased something that they don't want anymore. So they want their money back, so you refund their money to them. Refund can also be a noun. A refund is the amount of money that you give back to someone who has purchased something. Now here, to have tickets refunded or to have a ticket refunded, that's quite common in conversation. You can say, I want this sweater refunded. What you're actually saying is that you want money back for this ticket or for this sweater that you have bought.
Okay, so in today's conversation, Carter has just missed his train and he wants to change his ticket. This does happen sometimes. You have a ticket for a train and it's for a certain time, but for some reason you just could not get to the station on time. You just couldn't get there in time. So the train left without you. He missed his train, and now he needs to change his ticket for a later time, or maybe he wants to get a refund. And Carter says, that's right. I booked the ticket through the eTix app.
Yes, and the clerk replies, and did you activate the ticket when you arrived at the station? So by activating the ticket, the clerk is saying, did you put the ticket to use? Did you put the ticket through a machine or did you have it stamped? Did you begin to use the ticket? And Carter says, I don't think so. Should I have? He's saying, is this something that I should have done?
Right. So if you receive a credit card in the mail, you're supposed to call a certain number or go online to activate the credit card so that you can start using it to tell people that you have it and you want to start using it. It's a formality. So maybe he was supposed to activate the ticket when he arrived at the station, but he says, I don't think so. I did not activate the ticket when I arrived at the station. Should I have? Was I supposed to activate the ticket when I arrived at the station? And the clerk says, no, it's good that you didn't. If you did activate the ticket and you missed your train, that could be a big problem.
Yes, because you're supposed to activate the ticket just prior to boarding, but once you have done so, we can't provide a refund. In other words, it's a good thing that Carter didn't activate the ticket, so he didn't have the ticket scanned or stamped. He didn't put it through any machines. Those are things that you're supposed to do just prior to boarding the train. Prior to means before. You're supposed to do these things right before you get on the train. So once you have done that, once you have activated your ticket, then it's difficult or impossible to get your money back for the ticket. But the fact that Carter had not done that, the ticket had not been activated, then it's less of a problem.
Okay, so this is good news for him. And then he, of course, as a result of that, he can book a new ticket. He can reserve and purchase a new ticket. And Carter says that's good to hear. So how do I go about applying for a refund? So here, go about. What do I need to do? What sorts of things do I need to perform? What tasks do I need to perform? What things do I need to do in order to apply for a refund? Indeed, I did miss my train. And, the ticket now is useless, so I'd like to get my money back so I can use that money to buy a new ticket on a later train. So, yeah, what do I do? What do I need to do? How do I go about applying for a refund?
Yes, so as an example of the use of the phrase to go about, which can also mean to begin to deal with a problem or to deal with a process. When I first came to Taiwan, I had no idea how to use IBAN, which everyone was using for many things, for buying tickets, train tickets, concert tickets, and I didn't know how to do it. So I had to ask the store clerk at the 7-Eleven, how do I go about using the IBAN? Of course, I said that in English, and that was also a problem.
All right, so you probably know how to say it in Chinese now, and I probably need to have this conversation myself because I've never used IBAN before, although I know people do use it. I don't even know how to use Line Pay either. Boy, am I behind the time. But in any case here, Carter is new to this area, so he needs to go about applying for a refund. And the clerk says, well, you can do that. You can apply for a refund by using the app. Again, it's the eTix app. You can use that application on your phone. Just tap on the Actions button and then select the Refund Ticket option. So, of course, when you use an app, you need to tap on certain buttons on the screen there. And in this case, he needs to tap on the Actions button. And then after the new screen comes up, he needs to select something else. He needs to select the refund ticket option, and that should help him get a refund for his ticket.
Yes, and Carter has understood what the clerk said, and he says, I've got it now. Thanks very much for your help. So if somebody explains something to you and you have understood, you can say, I've got it now, which means I've understood. Thanks for your help.
Indeed. So these people are having a very civil and polite conversation in New York City here. And hopefully the next time I go to New York, people will be polite as well. Hopefully I will be polite too. Okay, that brings us to the end of conversation number 3. which was entitled Having a Ticket Refunded. And now we're going to move on to conversation number 4, which is all about losing a ticket. What happens when you lose a ticket? And what do you do as a result of that to straighten out this situation? Let's listen to Carter's conversation now with the ticket collector.
4. Losing a ticket. The ticket collector is approaching, and Carter realizes that he has lost his ticket.
Ticket, please.
I can't believe this is happening. I'm really sorry, but I lost my ticket. I've been using the app, but I needed a combined ticket for my transfer today, so I had to buy a paper one. I thought I put it in my wallet, but now I can't find it.
I'm sorry, sir, but if you can't produce a ticket, you'll have to buy a new one at the higher on-board price. Where did you board the train?
Port Washington. I'm going to Penn Station.
That'll be $19.
Here you are. I won't make that mistake again, that's for sure.
第二部分我们看到单字 collector， 这个字是名词，意思是点点点的收取人、收藏家。在课文中 ticket collector 是验票员的意思，像是 The ticket collector is wearing a smile on his face at the entrance. 验票员在入口处脸上带着微笑。或者 My brother is a stamp collector who has had this hobby since he was a child. 我哥哥是个邮票收藏家，他从小就有这个嗜好了。另外补充几个和 collector 相关的单字。第一个是动词 collect， C-O-L-L-E-C-T collect， 指募集或是收集。举例来说 The group collects books for kids in poor countries. 该团体为贫困国家的孩童募集书本。或是 At the end of the meeting, the women collected their papers and left. 会议结束时，那些女人收集他们的报告并离开。第二个是单字 collection， C-O-L-L-E-C-T-I-O-N collection。这个字是名词，表示收藏品或是收集。我们可以说 Doug is very proud of his movie collection and shows it to all of his visitors. Doug 很自豪他的电影收藏，还秀给他所有的访客看。也可以说 Brenda is a big fan of music and she has a huge CD collection. Brenda 是个音乐爱好者，她有大量的 CD 收藏。第三个是形容词 collective， C-O-L-L-E-C-T-I-V-E collective， 意思是集体的或是共同的。像是 The collective work by these scientists was published in a journal. 这些科学家的集体成果发表在一本期刊中。或者 It took the collective efforts of the entire community to rebuild the town after the quake. 地震过后，全社区共同努力重建小镇。最后我们看到名词 transfer， 指转乘、转移或是转让。例如 The new station which connects the airport and the subway provides a convenient way to transfer. 连接机场和地铁的新车站提供了一个便利的转乘方式。
So the fourth conversation is titled Losing a Ticket, and it seems Carter is just having no luck with his train tickets. So the ticket collector is approaching, Carter is on the train, and Carter realizes that he has lost his ticket. The ticket collector is that person who works on the train, who goes to passengers, each passenger, to make sure that they have the ticket and that they are on the train after having paid for their ride. And he approaches Carter, and as he approaches, Carter realizes, oh no, I've lost my ticket.
Right. Okay. So, of course, if you're on the train, a person in a uniform will go around and they will be collecting tickets. They could be actual paper tickets or they could be electronic tickets. You probably have to show your phone and they scan the screen or something like that. So that's the job of the ticket collector. The ticket collector is approaching. They'll say, tickets and passes, please. And everybody prepares the tickets so that the collector can check them out. But Carter is nervous. Oh my goodness, I've lost my ticket. Where is it? Is it in this pocket? Is it in that pocket? No, it must have fallen out somewhere. I've lost my ticket. And the ticket collector comes up to Carter and says, "Ticket, please. I need to see your ticket." And Carter says, "I can't believe this is happening. I'm really sorry, but I lost my ticket. I feel like such an idiot. I don't have my ticket with me. I must have lost it." He says, "I've been using the app, but I needed a combined ticket for my transfer today, so I had to buy a paper one." Now, of course, sometimes when you take a train or a bus, you can have a transfer. Sometimes transfers are free. You ride on one line and then you get off that and get on something else. A lot of people, of course, will take the MRT and transfer to a bus, for example.
Yes, so Carter needed to transfer trains. He needed to go from one train line to another, and because of that, he needed to buy a paper ticket, which he has lost. He has misplaced the ticket, and he can't believe that this is happening because he's been having so many problems with tickets. And he said, "I thought I put it in my wallet, but now I can't find it." And the ticket collector said, "I'm sorry, sir, but if you can't produce a ticket, you'll have to buy a new one at the higher on-board price. Where did you board the train?" So in other words, the ticket collector is saying to him, if you can't produce a ticket, meaning if you can't show me a ticket, to produce in this context means to show or to take out, then you're going to have to buy the ticket again.
Indeed. So he's out of luck here. Of course, he can't find his ticket. Tough luck for him. He's going to have to buy a new ticket. And of course, when you buy the new ticket on board the train, it's going to be more expensive. And then the collector needs to know where he got on the train. Where did you board the train? Carter says, Port Washington. Okay, that's a community on Long Island. And he's going to Penn Station, which is in New York City. That's where trains from Long Island go to, whereas trains from the north go to Grand Central. Trains from Long Island go to Penn Station. So, of course, it's quite busy there, and that's where he's headed from Port Washington.
Yes, and the ticket collector says that'll be $19. So after knowing where Carter got on the train and where he is going, the ticket collector has figured out how much he needs to pay, and the fare is $19, which is quite expensive. So Carter has no choice but to give the ticket collector this money, and he says, "Here you are. I won't make that mistake again. That's for sure." So the mistake that Carter is referring to is the loss of his ticket. Next time, he's going to be more careful about where he puts his ticket.
And I have a feeling that he'll probably find it later after he gets off the train. It will probably be in a very obvious place. That seems to happen to all of us. That reminds me, many years ago, I took the MRT here in Taipei, but for some reason, I had to use a single journey ticket, those little blue plastic coins. I bought one and I got on the train, and of course you need it to get off the train to leave the station, and I just couldn't find it. I had no idea where it was. It was so embarrassing, so I had to go talk to the clerk and say, "I lost my ticket on the train." And they seemed to not believe me. How could you do such a dumb thing? Nobody loses their tickets on the train. So, of course, they had to do some things. They had to ask me where I boarded the train, and I told the truth. And, of course, I had to pay for a new ticket.
Yes, I've had similar train ticket mishaps too. A few times I've bought tickets for the wrong day. So I thought that I was buying it for a certain day, let's say Wednesday, but I actually purchased the ticket for the day before, for Tuesday. So when I went to the train station with my ticket, the ticket collector said this was for yesterday, and I had to buy a new ticket.
Okay, so you might encounter some of these problems when you take trains in New York or Europe or wherever you go. So hopefully these conversations will help prepare you for such situations. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Let's listen now to Hanny, our beloved Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。在第一部分对话里面有一个句子写到 You're supposed to activate the ticket just prior to boarding. 您应该要在上车前开通车票。这边它用到 prior to， 就是说在什么什么之前。然后文中用到 be supposed to， 再加动词的句型去表达应该要怎么样。我们就来学习 be supposed to 的几种常见用法。第一种呢，是表达这个预期会发生的事，用来表达你预期啊，或是认为某人某事物应该要怎么样，应该做某事。这时候呢 be 动词会用现在式。例如 Everyone is supposed to meet at the entrance at 7 a.m. 所有的人应该7点在入口碰面。好，那么第二种呢，我们可以用 be supposed to 去表达原本应该怎么样，却没有这样。也就是说呢，你认为过去应该发生某事，可是实际上却没有发生。这时候 be 动词就要用过去式咯。例如 We were supposed to meet 20 minutes ago. 我们原本应该在20分钟前碰面的，可是却没有发生。那么第三个，我们可以用 be supposed to 去表达某人有责任啊，或是有义务要做某事。例如 You're supposed to respect your elders. 你应该尊重长辈。好，那么第四个我们可以用 be supposed to 去表达一般认为怎么样，大家都说怎么样。这时候我们用事物来当开头的话，造个例句 Their cheesecake is supposed to be the best in town. 大家都说他们的 cheese 蛋糕是镇上数一数二的哦。好，我们接着看到在第二部分的对话里面 Carter 他把转乘的纸本车票弄丢了，文中是用到 transfer 当名词去表达转乘。那我们来学它的字首字根，看到 FER 这个字根呢，它就有携带、运送或者是有承受、承担的意思。那在 transfer 这个字当中 TRANS 就表示横越，那么 FER 表示运送，横越运送，这样应该蛮容易联想到 transfer 它有转乘、转移、转账、转学等等的意思哦。好，我们再顺便补充两个有相同字根的单字，第一个是 infer INFER， 它的字首 IN 表示在点点点之中，那么 FER 表示携带。我们在面对某个情况的时候，你把自己的想法带进那个情况之中，你去推论猜想事情的来龙去脉，这样也许可以联想到 infer 有推论、推断、猜想的意思，所以带入什么之中去联想。好，那么第二个 confer CONFER， 它的字首 CON 表示一起， FER 表示承担。碰到问题要一起承担的时候，大家就会坐下来一起商讨解决办法嘛。那么 confer 它就有协商、商谈的意思，我们在后面加上名词字尾 ENCE， 就会得到这个名词 conference， 也就是会议、研讨会的意思咯。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Refund. When Karen complained about her meal, the restaurant offered to refund her money. Prior. Please tell your doctor if your condition changes prior to surgery. Collector. The trash collector waved at the child from his truck. Transfer. The transfer from the bus to the subway was quick and easy.
Well, everyone, today's article has come to an end, and I sure hope you enjoyed reading along with us. I am Roger.
I'm Helen.
See you next time.